Bill, they disbanded the IMF.
Again?
Yeah, again. Welcome back to the Out of Touch podcast. I'm Chris, that's Bill, and today we're watching Mission Impossible 5, Rogue Nation.
There's no number in the title.
That's true, it's just called Mission Impossible Rogue Nation.
This franchise dropped numbers. Though, if you're on Paramount Plus, the numbers are there, which is nice and convenient.
Yeah, from 2015, directed by Christopher McQuarrie? I think that's right.
I think you got it.
Yeah.
Isn't he also... He directs like the next couple of these, don't he?
I think he might be directing like all of the ones from this point forward. I think he's directing the newest one. I don't know. Should have looked. But anyway, what did you think of Rogue Nation?
I mean, aside from the kind of redundant, the IMF has been disbanded, which you did that in the last movie. Shut up, we're doing it again. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. I was surprised. The big, like, action set piece thing from this movie is at, like, the beginning of the movie.
The first 5 minutes of the movie is the big plane stunt.
Yeah.
It's like the most famous thing from this movie.
Yeah, because, like, there's been so many of these, like, death-defying stunts Tom Cruise has done, but, like, it's like, oh, this is the one with him hanging on the side of, like, the plane door. And then I'm like, oh, wow, it's at the beginning.
Unlike the giant building from the last one, there's no build-up to it. It's just right there at the top.
Yeah.
Crazy son of a bitch clinging to a plane. Legitimately.
He did it 8 times. Every time it was like, oh.
I think I remember hearing at the time he had to have like contacts on and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And God, imagine being like the guy who has to like assure the insurance companies, no, we're not gonna kill Tom Cruise. We figured this out. It's gonna be fine.
Tom Cruise is crazy, but he's the type of crazy that I can admire.
He did it 8 times. Every time it was like, oh.
Sometimes.
Because he's just like, at least when it comes to like making movies, you know, he's just like, if I don't do it for real, it will look dumb and the audience will never buy it. I mean, if there's one thing I could respect about Tom Cruise, it's like, it's usually him and it's never like a jarring moment where you're like, wait, that's a cartoon character.
Or it's like some stunt guy. Like,
yeah.
It's like, no, I'll do it. It's the most dangerous stunt imaginable. I'll do it.
Yeah. The Evel Knievel of film actors, Tom Cruise.
At this point.
is back again for Ethan Hunt and his pals' next great adventure. You know, Rogue Nation kind of started this trend of like the continuing Mission Impossible movies after it ended and continues on from there. And yeah, it's pretty good. You know,
it introduces the Syndicate, which is apparently something from the show.
Oh.
I read a little about it. It said like the Syndicate in the show was really just sort of just gangsters. Whereas here it's like this vast network of evil anti-IMF spies.
It's an interesting concept just because it's like, what if there was a spy organization that like wasn't controlled by a country? I guess essentially it's Cobra, but
it's a terrorist organization.
Yeah.
It's Cobra, it's Hydra, it's, I don't know, what's the DC one? Is there a DC one?
I mean,
oh wait, also
Intergang.
Cobra.
Yeah, also Cobra.
And Intergang.
Yeah, Intergang. But yeah, it's like, you know, a bunch of like rogue agents that band together for, I don't know, world domination, revenge, money.
F shit up.
Yeah. Clout.
It's a little vague.
Yeah.
I do like that part at the beginning when you think he's about to get like his next mission briefing, but twist, it's the Syndicate. We got you, sucker.
Yeah. It's pretty hardcore too.
Yeah, they shoot that cute British girl.
Yeah, seriously. I'm like, man, that's hardcore. And then like Ethan Hunt is just like, God damn it, shot a lady right in front of me. It's just like, I'm gonna get you.
And he does.
He does.
I actually like how they brought that back. It's like, no big fight. No, I'm just gonna trap you in a box.
So good. I mean, like, yeah, this movie's pretty good. I like how, you know, it's funny, but like Simon Pegg, pretty prominent in these movies. Like, I didn't realize it. Like, I just thought he was like a side character, but like,
Not
he's
in this
kind of
one.
like the co-lead.
Yeah, in this one, he's like he's the sidekick in this one.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, wow, that's awesome. Like,
you know what? Sometimes you need the wacky sidekick. It's
yeah.
fine.
I mean, I don't think Benji's too wacky, honestly. He fits.
He's wacky enough
yeah,
for this movie.
Yeah.
Things got a little out of hand.
Ah! Look
It's a little wacky.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
Just the right level. He doesn't go too far.
See that sweet Halo 5 product placement in the movie? I was just like, Halo 5, whoa.
Hey, you know what? Got to pay for those all those wires and things to keep Tom Cruise alive.
That's true. It's a lot of wires. A lot of wires, a lot of inflatable mats, you know. A lot of casts and all that stuff. But yeah, so we got Benji returning. Vin Rhames' character Luther is actually in this movie instead of just at the end.
Yeah,
which is pretty good.
He's back. Jeremy Renner's back
Yeah,
for the last time.
it's kind of funny with Luther because like he's such a big guy, but like he's
not an action guy.
yeah, he's just the computer guy. Like
It's kind of funny.
yeah,
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, because like he's pretty like big and opposing, but like he's just like no, I'm the computer guy. Like
So I don't get my hands dirty.
yeah. I do like his attitude too. He's got kind of like this like I'm the best in the world and I know it type of attitude at computers.
I like that part at the beginning when it's like, wait a minute, Luther, I thought you were in wherever. He's like, I am. I'm doing this job remotely. I
Yeah.
can do this anywhere.
Yeah, it's that good. And Jeremy Renner is Bennett, I think. I can never remember that.
Brunt, something?
Yeah, it's
with a
something with a B.
Do I have that right, Agent Brandt?
I can neither confirm nor deny details of any such operation without the Secretary's approval.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. He's not in the next one.
Yeah, Hawkeye, you know. Hawkeye again being like the good agent, I guess. He's kind of like the Ethan Hunt by the book type of guy in some ways.
Yeah,
like he's
less involved in the actual action this time.
Yeah. He's more like higher up, like kind of like closer to like the administration end.
Yeah.
And then like Alan Baldwin as like
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. Sorry. I say
You know what
Alan.
he'll do to you?
Oh yeah, that's true. It's pretty true. But yeah, Alec Baldwin. I guess right after 30 Rock, or was 30 Rock still going?
I have no idea.
He's in this movie.
I know it was pre-Rust. That's all that matters.
Yeah. It's kind of weird seeing him in this just because it's just like, hey, that guy from 30 Rock. And it's just like, oh, he's like kind of serious in this movie.
Honestly, every time I see him, I just think of that one joke from The Simpsons.
Billy Baldwin!
I'm Alec Baldwin.
So good. Yeah, seeing like an actor like him that like you mainly have seen him in like a comedy like role.
Even though he's mainly done serious roles.
That's true, but like, you know, I haven't really seen too many of his movies. But
I feel like I've seen him in some stuff.
yeah. I mean,
Maybe.
he's in Beetlejuice.
Is he?
Yeah. Isn't he the ghost dad? Or the ghost...
Oh my
one of
God,
the
you're
ghosts?
right.
Yeah.
I forgot. He's
Yeah.
so much younger in
Yeah.
that.
That's the only other movie I can think of. He's in Beetlejuice.
I'm used to relatively fat Alec Baldwin.
Yeah. Yeah. It's in Beetlejuice. But yeah, you know, it's kind of weird getting used to that. But new character in this oh man, what is her name? It's like Elsa or
Ilsa?
what? Ilsa. Yeah.
Elsa. She's a
Like-
British girl.
Yeah, British like
We should probably remember
Agent.
her name. She's in the next several
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah,
She doesn't leave
Ilsa.
like all the other ladies.
that's true. She sticks around apparently.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But yeah, she's got a pretty good rapport with Ethan, and you know, at the beginning you're just kind of like, what's the deal with this girl? Like,
Is she screwing with him? Is she good? Is
Yeah.
she evil? Turns out she's good, but pretending to be evil, but really doesn't want to do it anymore.
yeah,
But her kind of evil boss.
no, he's evil.
Yes, yeah. I mean, he created the syndicate by accident.
Yeah, he created the
And
syndicate,
is
lost
des-
control of it.
Is desperately trying to cover it up.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, I fucked up. Yeah, I think that character's name is Atleaf. I don't know why I remember his name. Like,
I just like how they get him in the end.
yeah,
That was fun.
yeah, you know, it's really good. A lot of
Espionage.
yeah, you know, it's kind of like it has a lot of action pieces in it, like of course, but like it's got like a lot of like intricate like people walking around and being in the right place at the right time type stuff going on too.
Sometimes driving in the right place at the right time, like
Yeah.
when Tom Cruise and Benji run into Ving Rhames and Hawkeye.
Yeah,
I'm just using I don't know what names I'm using anymore.
I mean, I will say like some of the scenes, like you know, some of the stuff in it, I'm like, is this real? Like the one like computer, I don't know what it is. It's like the security systems.
Oh,
that
the
they have
underwater thing?
Yeah, and I'm like, I guess that kind of makes sense because you know, powerful computers get super hot.
Yeah, but it's a
so-
movie, so it's all turned up to 11. so.
Yeah, but that scene is like insane where like, you know, it's just like, oh yeah, it's like a giant whirlpool, like, and he's in this like horrible computer like
He's got
switching room.
He's got a literal video game style life bar on his arm telling him how much oxygen time he has. And it starts as green and it ends up being red. It's so out of a video game.
It's funny too, where like, like Benji is all like, yeah, you could hold your breath for 2 minutes, no problem. And it's just like, Benji, shut the fuck up.
It's like, you got to do it for 3 minutes. Oh, well, you could do that.
Yeah, it's just like, you know how hard it is.
He almost died.
I mean, yeah, he did die, technically. He got revived.
Well, that's why I said almost.
Yeah.
He was only mostly dead.
That's true. And I guess he wasn't dead enough that he immediately was like, oh, I guess I'm going to drive now.
I do like that he tries to do like the badass slide over the hood, but just completely fumbles it because he's barely coherent.
Yeah. It just like crashes into the back of the other car at first. He's just like, I'm good to drive,
I'll shake it off. It's fine. I'm Ethan Hunt.
He eventually does. I mean, the driving leads to like a motorcycle chase.
Yep.
Which is pretty good. Like, man, they were getting so low on those turns on that motorcycle. I do love the one scene where I think either he kicks one of the motorcycle guys or something, or maybe one of the guys spins out and he like falls off the cliff and the motorcycle just explodes for some reason. And I'm like, nice.
It's because movie.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it definitely has a lot of because movie.
As you would in a film series like this.
Yeah.
But not as zany and over the top as other franchises.
It's true. And I want to say this movie's like kind of front loaded with action. It seems like as you get closer to the end, it's like less actiony and more about like the plan.
Yeah. Which may or may not have been a budget time thing. I don't know, but it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, I like that the villain just got trapped in a box. Just poetic justice. I like that.
It's pretty funny. I do like how like, Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise just like pushes the box over and like slides it into like a U-Haul and they drive away with him.
He's like, I hope you got hurt.
Yeah. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, I mean like the villain in some ways almost seems like he's like too good in the movie. Like he's like 10 steps ahead, but then like Ethan Hunt, like, cause they're looking for the whole this like key to like the syndicate where it's just like, here's like a flash drive that will give you access to like unlimited money for some reason.
It's all the hidden funds that were set aside to fund the syndicate before it, went rogue.
Yeah. And then like, Ethan Hunt being like the best spy ever is just like, I destroyed it and memorized it. It's like, so if you kill me, you don't get any money.
How crazy was that like weird description Alec Baldwin gave about Ethan Hunt? He's just like, he's destiny incarnated or whatever.
Something like that, yeah.
Hunt is the living manifestation of destiny.
Pretty over the top. But yeah, it's pretty good. Like everything kind of lines up great.
I do kind of like that there's some callbacks to the beginning. Like they're still getting yelled at about like that nuke thing from the last movie. And I think they even referenced the first movie was the first movie the one with the list of like names? Okay. I wasn't 100% sure. I was like, I think that was the first movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah, the thing with the nuke, I mean, I'm glad they referenced it, because even I was like, dude, this is insane. Like freaking nuke almost hit, like, Seattle or something. And I'm glad, like, they deserve to get yelled at about that. It's just
like, what the hell?
Like, it's just like, hey, we stopped it. It's just like, are you kidding me?
I mean, if they didn't do anything, then, World War III and nuclear holocaust would have happened.
I do like the whole thing. It's just like, here's the Kremlin. Here's it after Ethan Hunt left. And it's just like blown up.
I mean, that was going to happen whether he was there or not.
I'm happy about the acknowledgement of the continuity just because it's like ridiculous.
Yeah, but also that, like I said, that wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
That was going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
Ethan Hunt could have been chilling in Hawaii and that still would have happened.
Yeah, definitely. But it is kind of funny, like with like, the hearings that they go through, and then Jeremy Renner's just like I can't answer anything unless the secretary says I can.
But the secretary's dead and they haven't replaced him.
Yeah. I guess Alec Baldwin is the secretary now until like maybe the next movie if he's not in it.
I think he's in the next movie.
Okay. Okay.
Probably not after that because of that incident.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he killed that lady.
Jeez. Dark, but true.
Yeah, it happened.
Yeah.
Apparently the trailer for that came out.
Oh.
I hear the comments are hilarious.
Oh, no. Yeah. That's a pretty crazy thing that happened.
Do you think?
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's just like these movies really start hitting their stride around the fourth movie.
Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, and the fifth movie's even better.
Apparently.
Yeah.
It's got that mustache.
Oh, that's the sixth movie though. We're talking about the fifth one.
Right,
now.
right. I thought you were.
We'll get
numbers.
to the
Nothing's numbered. I don't know where I am.
We'll get to the mustache eventually. It's not yet,
Yeah,
but soon.
That's the next one.
Yes,
Okay.
it's time.
I don't remember what number of movie we're watching anymore. I just know
Yeah.
the name of it because they stopped numbering them because
Yeah.
they're mean like that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I kind of forgot this one was like in the rotation because, like, it's like, oh yeah, Ghost Protocol, and then Fallout, and then I'm like, oh yeah, Rogue Nation. Like, but yeah, it is kind of funny.
I mean, there's so many of these. I can keep track after a while.
I mean, there's gonna be 8 in total until like Tom Cruise is like, I'm 74 and I want to do it again.
And their titles will just be very confusing because there's Dead Reckoning Part 1 and then Final Reckoning.
Hey, if Resident Evil has like, I'm pretty sure it has like the final chapter and then something else that like claims to be the end of movie.
I'm just saying though, if you own like an initial like Blu-ray or whatever of that, it still says Dead Reckoning Part 1 on it.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
That's not confusing.
Yeah.
It's weird they didn't like change that for the home video release, but they didn't quite get there in time.
It's kind of weird because, like, a lot of companies, at least Marvel, kind of wised up to, like, maybe we shouldn't do the Part 1 and Part 2 thing.
Yeah, they wised up before they did Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2.
And Spider-Verse as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's
technically Sony.
That's Sony. They got wise to that too, thankfully.
There's a few toys floating around out there that say Across the Spider-Verse Part 1, but
the movie itself didn't
Yeah.
have that, which is smart.
yeah,
That was a bad idea.
Part 1, Part 2.
'Cause
Did that start with Harry Potter or Twilight?
It was Harry Potter.
Harry
Twilight
Potter.
copied Harry Potter.
That's right.
And then Hunger Games copied that. And then those Divergent movies tried to do that too, but without the Part 1 and Part 2 moniker. And then the third movie bombed and they never made the fourth one.
Uh-oh.
I laugh anytime I see that box set. I'm just like, boy, someone was like, oh, let's watch these movies. I hear it's a trilogy. And then they get to the end of the third one and it probably ends on a cliffhanger
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
because it's half a book.
Back when those YA movies were like the top grossing movies for a little bit.
Only a couple really were. Most of them bombed
I mean, I guess a lot of them were just trying to chase that Harry Potter money.
initially, and then they were trying to chase the Hunger Games money.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That YA post-apocalypse
That's
thing
right.
money. Like that's
right.
where you get things like the Maze Boys and
The Maze Boys.
I don't know what it's freaking called.
Maze Boys.
Maze Runner, Maze Boys, whatever. I don't
And the
frickin' care.
Gifter and
The Giver.
the Giver.
Actually had to read that book in school.
Yeah, so did I.
Well, that's at least not a series. I think it's just one book. Actually, maybe there's a sequel. I don't know.
I don't know how you make a sequel to that, but
Somebody tried,
okay. Kind of has an ambiguous ending if I remember correctly.
which means the sequel ruined it immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation, it's really good. To the point where it's just like, man, like, how did this happen? Like,
It just happened.
it's weird.
Tom Cruise became more and more of a perfectionist. He's like, my action movies are going to be the best. I don't care how much struggle we have during the production. The film we throw out in theaters is going to be a freaking banger.
Yeah. It's weird because this was right around the time of like Fast and Furious. Like, it's kind of like parallels each other in my mind just because it's like Fast and Furious was also like 3 movies for a while. And then it was just like, oh, they did a 4th. The 5th. I mean, Fast and Furious went further than this with like more movies somehow.
Because they kind of rapid fired them out.
Yeah, but
To diminishing returns, apparently.
yeah, apparently they get bad after 7, apparently. At least that's what most people say. Fate of the Furious is not great.
Their titles also get worse.
That's true. I don't even remember what. Is 9 literally F9?
F9.
And then 10 is just Fast X.
Yes.
Right. And then they're going to do 11 and it's going to be the final movie.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know. Fast and Furious, the final movie, should literally just be called like Fast Final. But
No,
or
you know
it
what?
should be called Fast and Furious Finish Line.
You know what would have been a great title? for the final movie in that franchise? The Fate of the Furious.
Oh yeah,
But that was part 8.
that's right.
That was a couple of movies ago.
Is there a group called the Furious? I'm so confused.
I don't know.
We're the Furious.
Fast 5, Furious 7.
My reference is only the first movie and Hobbs and Shaw.
I've seen that one, and I've seen snippets of a few of the other ones. But only snippets.
I've seen Tokyo Drift.
I saw the beginning of that once.
Yeah.
I was shocked and kind of disturbed that the older brother from Home Improvement was still playing a high schooler.
Wow. I mean, he was definitely pushing 30 by then, right?
It had to have been. Like, he's still playing a high schooler? How old is this man? This obvious man.
He's got gray hair and a cane. What's going on? He's like, I'm 17.
But, you know, those movies got really kind of too silly and too dumb. So far, I mean, you know, there's still a couple more movies for us to watch, but Mission Impossible, it's slick. It's not like super smart. You got to be a genius to enjoy this, but like everything makes sense. It's coherent. It's a little fantastical in places, but not the too bad of a degree.
No.
Just the right amount. Just the right amount
The
you want.
escalation is ridiculous, but like, I guess it just like rides that line, like you said.
Yeah. And the fact that it's just like, how could Ethan Hunt hold onto a plane? Well, Tom Cruise actually did that, so you can't complain about that because he actually freaking did it. That's the genius of actually doing these insane stunts, because it's like, how could he possibly do that? Well, he actually did. Well, shit.
Yeah, he did in real life. Here's the behind the scenes thing.
It's like, holy crap.
What are all those sweaty guys in suits doing there? It's like, oh, those are the insurance adjusters.
they're terrified that thing's going to go south real bad.
Yeah. But yeah, Mission Impossible. It's pretty fun. I can't wait to see Fallout now, because I'm just like, let's see the mustache that ruined Justice League.
It was one of many factors, but it didn't help.
Yeah.
It better have been worth it.
I hope so. That's the main thing. But yeah, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, pretty good. Like, go watch it.
That's your mission, should you choose to accept it. This podcast will self-destruct.
He did it 8 times. Every time it was like, holy